In today's video, we'll be reacting to NBA superstar Anthony Edwards' text that he sent to an IG model to scam her into getting an abortion. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. Normally, I have somebody read with me, but I don't have anyone today, so I'm just going to give you a brief summary of the text, and I'll put them on screen and you can read them yourself. But basically, this woman told Anthony that she was pregnant, and he basically says, "I don't want it, get rid of it," and then he offers to pay for it, and then he basically peer pressures her into getting an abortion. While he shows no regard for her feelings or humanity or how she feels about the situation, she mentioned beforehand that she got an abortion and felt bad about it afterward, and he basically doesn't care and keeps telling her to get an abortion. And then after she does it, he never sends the money and it's still pending. Firstly, I want to talk about how Anthony doesn't respect this woman, how he just sees her as a piece of meat, a purely transactional relationship. And then I want to go on to the myth of women trapping men in relationships. This might come as a surprise to a lot of the people who watch me, but I have nothing wrong with casual relationships. I engage with them sometimes. Oh my God, shocker. But in my casual relationships, I don't treat the other person like they're a piece of meat. I realize they're a human person who has feelings, desires, and wants and needs, and we're just doing a casual thing that we will both enjoy. For the Zion and Anthony Edwards situation, they're clearly not doing that with these women. They're clearly lying, emotionally manipulating them into thinking that they have some sort of relationship, that they care for them, but at the end of the day, they're just side chicks that are spare release valves for their main relationship with the girl that they actually love and care for. That's obviously objectively wrong. And to point out that nobody's talking about how Anthony Edwards is cheating on his pregnant girlfriend, just like how Zion was cheating on his pregnant girlfriend, but I digress. And I think this is the reason that a lot of hookups don't work, is because a lot of people don't view the other person as a real life person. So just speaking for me strictly, I could really like you as a person. Like, I could be friends with you and I could just want to engage in this casual activity with you and still respect you and still want you to live a life or whatever, and not just like treat the situation like it's purely transactional. This clearly isn't the case here, because he reacts so coldly and nonchalantly when she describes her trauma from getting an abortion and how it really hurt her feelings beforehand. And he basically reacts like he doesn't care. It's so apparent that this was purely a body transfer. I'm paying you whatever, 15, I'm flying you out to the games, whatever, just so we sleep together. I don't care if you live or die. At the end of the day, you don't matter to me as a person. And to be fair, that's not just him. Like, a lot of people do this, and it's so weird to me, because like, how can you share a space with somebody, like an intimate moment with somebody, and don't care for them at all? I think for me, I separate like, oh, I love you as a person, but I don't want like a romance with you. Like, I don't want a relationship, like I don't want to be married to you type of deal. That's why it's casual to me. But for me, it's, I like you as a person. I think we get along, and I would like to engage in this casual activity to you. I love you as a person. I just don't want a relationship. And I'm upfront about that. I don't emotionally manipulate women into doing it. And a lot of people do. And I know people will disagree with me, but it turns out that women like casual hookups as well. A lot of them just don't do it because they end up getting emotionally manipulated and gaslighted into thinking that they're somebody's girlfriend when they're not. This leads into the trap discourse that women are trying to trap men in relationships with babies. No. It couldn't be that she actually thinks that her child is alive and she thinks getting an abortion is killing her child. No. It's actually that she wants to trap Anthony Edwards. She's an evil manipulator woman who doesn't have thoughts and feelings, and she just wants him for his money. I've seen so many takes on that, like on Twitter, and it's so stupid. Firstly, it removes all agency from him, because she talks about not wanting an abortion. Again, she didn't want a second one. She told him that in the text messages. We can clearly say that the last time she got an abortion, it hurt her feelings. As a guy, if I'm engaging someone on a casual level and they say that to me, I'm using every protection in the world, because I don't want to risk it. And then because I know that it's a possibility that you're never going to want an abortion after that. And I probably realistically just wouldn't hook up with you, because like, it's always a risk no matter how much protection you use. But he decided he wanted to do it anyway. She never lied about the situation. She told him up front what her feelings were, and people are still saying, it's a trap. It's a trap. And it's the same thing with the Zion situation, where people say that Maura Mills was trying to trap Zion when he's the one who led on the conversation. He's the one who said, I don't want you to work anymore. I want to pay for everything. But people still say that Maura Mills groomed Zion, that Maura Mills wanted to trap Zion. And it's like, what are you saying, dog? And I think it comes down to casual fans not understanding how these industries work. Your favorite athlete, your favorite basketball player, your favorite musician is paying women to fly out to meet them. This is why the trap discourse doesn't make any sense to me. These women are already making large amounts of money. They fly all over the world meeting rappers and entertainers and are getting paid. A pregnancy would stop that. Having to look after a kid would stop that. And that's not to say that some women don't try to trap famous athletes in a relationship or a marriage. That does happen. It's just not in this case where the women were upfront with they don't want to have an abortion.
Crazy scenarios with like women or anything in the NBA.
Me personally, no. I try and stay out the mix as far as like girls during the season. I've seen some stuff just in general. Like I know girls be like hanging out in the hallways and hotel rooms all the time and kind of do that just to see like who they can kind of get to like come upstairs
They
with.
just be chilling there.
Yeah, like they know your schedule and stuff, and you know you always get like the random DMs like fly me out.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Does it work though? Yeah.
Now it's like you got girls 2 a.m., 3 a.m. You're already tired, like you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
You just played it back to back. You might have had it. They'll wait for you to have a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll be at your hotel room, and now you can you take me upstairs. Let's go out to eat. Blah blah blah.
That's insane.
Now there's been all kinds of stuff. People get their wallets and stuff stolen, or they'll go take a picture of you while you're asleep.
The most common forms of traps and scams are women pretending to be sugar babies and then never giving any sugar, setting you up, luring you over to their house to set you up to steal your wallet, get you robbed. The Cardi B situation where some strippers will drug men and steal their stuff. Those are the most common, and it's because, and I know a lot of people don't understand this, being a mother is a hard thing to do. A lot of people don't want to do it. You're going through 9 months where you can't make any money. You're putting your body through tons of stress. And most normal people aren't going to go through that, especially when they're already making money through other means. So you might be asking, why is it that so many men in the NBA or famous athletes say that women are trying to trap them? And it's mostly because they can't take responsibility for their actions. When we look at the private conversations, they tell the women to keep the baby, that they want to have the baby most of the time. Brittany Renner and PJ Washington are the perfect example of this. Privately, they wanted to have a kid together. She said that she would abort it if he wanted to and wait. He chose not to. While publicly, he lets people think that she trapped him in a relationship and that she was just with him for his money.
So when do you as men take accountability? You're old enough to ride this ride. You want to fuck with me. You want to fuck me. You want to fuck me raw. So why are we babying men who make decisions for themselves? Like I told you, I was on birth control up until I had a conversation with my baby father. So what do you think happened? I was exactly who I am right now. And stop. Let me finish. I have no reason to lie about anything that I've done or the person that I am. And I believe in full transparency. The ideal relationship to me is for my partner to know everything about me. So please stop playing this victim narrative. If you want to name it, our baby's name is Paul Jermaine Washington III. Does that sound like an oops baby? Does that sound like someone who was bamboozled? You asked me to move in with you. You wanted me to have your child at 22 years old. And here we are. I told you I'm okay to wait. I'm not in a rush. I'm a very spiritual person. I trust in divine timing.
You trying to get married to him?
No, I'm not trying to. I just told you.
Were you?
I was. I thought that was my guy.
In Zion's case, where he says, I want to pay for everything, and she was making money without him, and he's the one who put that idea into her head. I think the most famous example of this is Drake's baby mama. Like, she was a high class, for lack of the better word, model. And she stopped when they had a kid and had a pregnancy, and she's not making any more money, and Drake's paying for everything. She's probably, unironically, making more money in her previous job. Anyway, that's my take on it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Thanks. Peace.